Hi, this is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and this is Monday, January the 9th. I'm going to do a very quick chart lesson today. There's just still not much happening as far as movement. There's a lot of talk about the issues in Europe, and I believe that continues to hold the market back. Nobody's willing to sell this thing really, but nobody's really willing to buy it at the same time because we're still pretty much in the range from last week. Here's the range from Friday. Here's your support down here. You see it held pretty much in the overnight. And here's the resistance up here, which tended to hold prices all day long. And really the support was more or less a little bit higher today during the regular session, 1272. We did break that one time, but all that was a great opportunity to fade the breakout right in here and go long. And really what I want to show you today is you can tell the resistance or the support was right across here. Resistance is nothing new. It's pretty much been the resistance all last week. You can see it across here. That was an overnight break, but you can see that resistance area has been no surprise, so that should not surprise anybody that prices continue to struggle to go above that, and you can see it all the way across there. And we have gotten across above it in the overnight. Maybe it's going to hold, maybe it won't. My guess is it'll probably be back down in here before tomorrow, but time will tell. But anyway, the point I want to show you is there's only really a few good trades today. You could have traded. Here was the original trend from the overnight. This was not much of a trend because you can see all this overlap and chop, but all the same, it was a trend during the overnight. Prices broke it. We came back for a retest and they sold off. So it still held to our trend line rules. So going long right here was really the first great trade of the day. That was a bounce off the support area. We had a failed break lower that really created a perfect double bottom. You can see that perfect double bottom across there. But here's really where your support was, right in this area. That's a failed break lower, so this was a great place to go long. It's the only really good long of the day so far. It was just too much overlap and chop. You could have gone short here and got a trade out of it, but it just was not a great setup, especially when we're looking for a long after this pretty much trend line coming up through here. And your only really decent sale was up here off this high, right at the resistance. A naked sale was great, but even if you waited and went short below the nice bar the way we teach it, it was still an easy trade. I probably would have exited right here, and you can see how it chopped around. And I wanted to show you why this was not a great long, even though this was the support area. If you'd have bought it naked, there was enough room to scalp out right there. You could have got an easy point or so. But the way you know it's not a good long as far as our regular rules of going long above one of these bars, look over here how there's not any overlap, how prices broke lower and immediately reversed. But look what happened here. We had congestion. That shows that they were accepting prices right here rather than rejecting them. This is rejection. This is acceptance, and that's the difference. You see all these overlapping bars, no real nice bar to go long above. By the time you touch the support area right here, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 overlapping bars. Several of them are dojis. Terrible place to be thinking long because of all that overlap and congestion. You want to wait for a failed break lower, which we did get here, but it continued to kind of bounce on down. But by the time we broke lower the third time and couldn't really go any lower, that was usually when you get prices that break lower and you get 3 attempts to go lower. That's something new. I haven't talked about it much. I probably would have waited up in here to try to get long. Right in here, maybe this was a nice second. This was a nice trap. I'm not sure if that was a second entry short. It really was a two-legged pullback to the EMA, but you had to go short below all these overlapping bars. Just again, not a good short. But when it broke lower and instantly reversed and closed on its high, that was a good place to go long. And when you got this trap right here, that was definitely another good place to go long. Both of those trades good for an easy scalp. But really the best trade was when we got back inside the range right here, either here or here. And you can see they're both nice reversal bars. This was a failed second entry short right here. So definitely probably some trap shorts right here at the support area. And that was a great place to go long. Again, just buying naked here on these pullbacks would be easy trades. And same thing It's just really choppy up through here, so unless you got long down here, I don't recommend entering in the middle of the range, because you see how choppy it is. If you did enter, you want to go with the trend, which is now up, and you can see any bounce off that trend line was a pretty good entry, even though it was choppy. But the trades I recommend are the ones here and the one up here. And you can see what happened immediately when we came to this high up here. That was a great short. The best place to enter really was up here, a naked short. But if you'd entered below that bar, there was still room to get a point or so out of that. And that's pretty much where it ended during the day. We closed with a little failed break out of that range again, and look what happened. It rallied up, and now it's trying to sell off on a failed break higher. And so that's really all we're going to do today. Hopefully you see that. There weren't a lot of there were only really 4 solid entries. There were some other entries in here. Don't take that the wrong way. There's nothing wrong if you find the right entries in here with these traps and things. But the best solid for sure trades were these bounces off of these areas. And again, remember why this was not a good bounce, because of the congestion here. So learn to spot that congestion. Our rule on congestion is anytime you get 3 or more overlapping bars and at least one of them is a doji, that means you got congestion. And so don't enter above and below dojis when you get in spots like this with all these overlapping bars, because generally you're just going to get trapped. Wait for the failed break lower or higher or whatever, and then try to enter the trade. And this pretty much was 3 or 4 overlapping bars right here. And look what happened. Once prices broke lower out of that, it trapped everybody and it ran higher. And it broke one tick higher up here at the top, trapped everybody up there, and then you had the big sell-off. And so if you wait and enter at these key places, which are going to be the support along here, the resistance along here, are pullbacks to the EMA or the trend line, which are, here's your trend line here, here's your trend line here. And of course, once you really start to see the trend line and the EMA matching up, that's really a good sign. And we always use a 21 bar EMA. So hope you had a good trading day. If you didn't, don't take it too badly, because there's just not much happening. There's still no movement. Still feels like the holidays, and traders just have not come back to the market buying yet. So if you struggled today, that's why you got to go to the range rules, because we're not trending. You could have used your trend rules on these little short time trades, but you were better off to use your range rules on the bigger range here. So I'm going to wrap it up. This is Mac with PriceActionTradingSystem.com, and we'll catch you next time.